Damn, it's been smoky for weeks here. Basically since the middle of August when I got back from my sister's wedding. I'll show you outside now. It's definitely not looking good. So no working out outside today, no bike riding. So I figure it's a perfect time to check out Saha Float Spa, which is a new float spa here in Midtown Sacramento. Let's go. So the nice thing about Saha is that it's in the middle of Midtown, which means a simple 2-block walk for me. I'll be there soon. This is probably something that the average person doesn't even know. What is floating?
Flotation therapy is also known as sensory deprivation.
Okay.
So basically people come into these cabins, which are filled about 10 to 12 inches of water. But even our smaller cabins are filled with almost about 1,000 pounds of salt. With that amount of salt, you just float naturally and effortlessly. So you just sit back, relax, and it's as if you're floating in space. So with the absence of gravity, your body kind of just extends out. And then minimizing all the senses, so turning off the lights, having no music playing, just shutting down everything that is in our daily lives constantly.
Benefits of floating.
Oh, so many. I mean, it's everything that ranges, obviously, your mindset. You just have a better mindset going in, starting off your day. You have better sleeping habits at night. I mean, NFL is using it for muscle recovery. There's been a lot of research done on pain and reducing the levels of people's stress and anxiety. And so it just, I mean, the research backs up flotation therapy as a just overall wellness and better lifestyle too.
Is this safe during COVID?
It is safe during COVID. So after each session, the filter runs for 20 minutes, and then that allows the water to cycle through at least 3 times. And it cycles through a 75 micron fiber, which is the tiniest possible fiber, but then it also has a UV light, and we're adding peroxide in it as well for extra sanitary precautions. And then the shower itself, the whole room gets sprayed down with sanitizer, wiped down, cleaned up, dried out for the next person, to be used as if it was never touched.
So Ellen, the owner of Saha Float Spa, already gave a good breakdown of what floating actually is, but let me put it into my own terms. Basically, it's a large pool of water, about 12 inches deep, that's completely saturated with Epsom salt, so that when you get in, you naturally float to the top effortlessly. There's lights along the bottom of the pool. There's also lights on the ceiling, which look like stars. You can choose to have these lights on or off, which when they're off, it's pitch black completely. Once you turn the lights off, you almost forget that you even have a body. Since you're floating there, you cannot see a thing. And that's why float tanks are also known as sensory deprivation tanks. That was my first time floating also, so let me give you some of my own tips. First off, I go on almost an empty stomach and also have no caffeine in your system, because the whole point of floating is to relax completely. Make sure you use the restroom right beforehand. I ended up having to go to the bathroom about 3/4 of the way through, which kind of threw off my experience because I started thinking about that more than trying to relax. If you wear contacts, make sure you're prepared to take those out. They offer solution and contact cases there, or you could bring your own. And finally, I would recommend turning the lights out completely, at least for a bit, so you get the full experience. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Make sure you shower well afterwards, because this is a saltwater solution, so whatever water is left on your body, it will dry as salt, which I found out because I had some salt residue around my ears after I was done. Now the moment of truth, would I do it again? Yes, I would definitely float again. 2020 seems to be the year that all of us are having some type of mental or anxiety issues, and there's no better way of relaxing than floating. If you're a fan of meditation, then floating is the best way to meditate. I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you could get a buy one get one free on your first 2 floats at Saha Float Spa. I highly suggest checking it out. It's right here in the middle of Midtown Sacramento, perfect location, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I'll see you next week. New videos every week. I'm out.